Now, to get a little background of this picture, let's go back in the Old Testament. And you notice in the King James it says this, "In my Father's house is many mansions." That sounds strange. I think one translator made it more ridiculous than that. "In my Father's apartment house is many apartments." But doesn't it sound strange that in my Father's house is many mansions? A mansion setting many mansions, millions of them, setting in a house. Well, in the days of the early translators, translating for King James, they translate according to their words of that day. A king was considered a father. His domain was his house. And that's very scriptural. The right translation is this: "In my Father's kingdom is many palaces." That's the right translation. Notice, "But in my Father's house, in his domain, is many palaces." Now, in the Old Testament, when a child was born in a home, he was a son when he was born. Galatians teaches this, Paul in the book to the Galatians. He was a son when he was born. But yet that father, having much business, many servants on the farm, and he wanted his child to be educated, and they didn't have public schools as we have today. So he hired a tutor or a teacher to raise up this child, to give him his education, and to report to the father how this child progressed. Now you could imagine what type of a person that the father would get to raise his child. And it is a very beautiful type of God and His church. After the church is born again and becoming the family of God, God sent us a teacher, and He selected the best teacher that there was. He is the Holy Spirit. God never intended to have all kinds of cardinals and bishops over us. They're a good man and have an office, but the Holy Spirit is God's teacher. He is sent to teach. And if the bishop or the teacher in the church is inspired by the Holy Spirit, then he's God's sent teacher. If he denies that, he's got a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And in Timothy 3, it is written that it will be that way in this last days. But then the Father, He never hired a teacher that would be wishy-washy. One who would want to put as we would call it today, a feather in his hat. Say, "Oh, your child is doing fine," when he's not. The Father seen to it that He got a teacher that would be honest. And when the Father of our Spirit got a teacher for His church and for His children, He got an honest teacher, the Holy Spirit, who would bear record in the presence of God how His children was progressing. Now, what if this child was disobedient? How that teacher must have blushed when he come in the presence of the Father and would say to him, "Sir, your boy is very disobedient. Oh, he won't learn. He won't listen. I just can't do nothing with him." How the Father must feel in his heart of that child. And what do you think that the Holy Spirit feels when He comes before God the Father and say His church is all broke up, His children are separated, by denominational barriers. How that they go to picture shows and stay home from church on Wednesday night to watch television. How that they smoke, they drink, they tell dirty jokes and act like the rest of the world. That's the very message that the Holy Spirit has to bring to the Father, because that's the condition of the church today. Now, do not be critical, and do not think that I'm trying to scold you. I'm only trying to tell you the truth. Look at the condition of the church today. The Word will be read that Jesus' last commission, go into the world, these signs shall follow them that believe. And the church bypasses that. The healing of the body, the gifts of the Spirit, a pure and holy life. I don't mean to be rude now. Your pastors are here to preach this gospel. But if they don't do it, I want you to hear it this time of this part. It's a wrong thing for a woman to cut her hair. The Bible said so. And she disgraces her husband when she does it. And the church used to not do that, but today, because the pulpit is weak, they do it. And women wear these little bitty clothes that looks like a man's clothes. Slacks or something they call them. Did you know the Bible said that's a filthy and an abomination in God's sight? What's the Holy Spirit think when He brings that before God the Father? The way the daughters of the church is doing. And women, in the summertime, get out with little bitty short clothes on that they oughtn't to even appear before their husband in, and mow the yards and walk up and down the streets with those little clothes on. And mean to tell me the Holy Spirit is in there? By their fruit you shall know them. You think I'm burning the women up? I want to tell you men something. Any man that'll let his wife do that and smoke cigarettes, it shows what the man's made out of. That's right. And you're a servant of God. You're the boss of the house. Oh, I don't mean to be scolding, but brother, each of you, I'm to stand shoulder to shoulder in the presence of Christ someday. That's what the Bible teaches. And if I fail to tell you, then I'd rather have you a little angry with me now than to point your finger in my face at that day and say, if you'd have told me, I would have corrected it. But it'd be too late then. I know I'd better get away from that. But that's the things that the Holy Spirit has to bring to the Father.